Ryan from Taylor Racing, and it is time for this week's video. We finally got some stuff back. That's right, we got the forks back for the 899 and for the CRF. Now mind you, the shock is still up for the CRF, so we're not going to be working on that today, but the forks for the 899 are here, so we're going to install the forks right now. Before we get into it too much, I just wanted to kind of give out a shout out to some of our past sponsors, people that have helped us out in years past while we've been trying to get racing and building stuff and just doing the normal stuff that we do here at Taylor Racing. Today's sponsor, well, not even a sponsor because they're not paying me to do this, I just wanted to give a shout out as appreciation, is the boys at Velocity AP. Now, as you guys know, I got the Rally Raptor, my 2011 Ford Raptor SVT that has like 400,000 kilometers on it, and because of that, it's needed a bunch of work done to it. In the past, we've rebuilt the suspension. Well, actually, we have to rebuild the suspension. We've rebuilt the transmission and the transfer case, but most importantly, the exhaust fell apart on me one year, and boys like Chris and Stu at Velocity AP hooked me up. We built back, headers back, cat delete, the whole 9 yards, snow performance, methanol injection, and of course we've got a tune on it as well that's pretty gnarly. So today's video is kind of a tribute and a special thanks to the boys at Velocity AP in Oliver, BC. Thanks, guys. I also have some VIP staff members helping us out today. So I'll have a couple. I'll introduce the two members that are going to be helping us build up the motorcycle today. They'll be helping me put the forks on, getting the front wheel on, and generally getting the 899 good to go. So here we go. This is it's a fork for the 899. Actually, this fork is off an 1199 because when we built this bike, it was what we had available and we had kicking around. So these forks and the lower and triple clamps are actually off an 1199 instead of an 899. Not that it really matters. It's the same stuff. Well, not really. Thanks. Not really the same stuff. The forks are definitely different. We have Marzocchi forks on the 1199s and a Showa fork on the 899. So either way, it's a different fork, but the concept is the same of us installing it. So here we go. Okay, so the first step is once we put our lower triple clamp on, which was shown in another video, link here, there, one of the side. Link. I'll put a link in the description, possibly, probably not, but maybe. We put the lower triple clamp on, put the stem in, and tighten the top. Now the next point is to put on our triple clamp. This one's not the stock triple clamp. This one's a Duca bike triple clamp. It's aftermarket, and it's one of those triple clamps that we had kicking around. So it is now going on the 899. So I will install it here. Okay, so as you see, we got the triple clamp, and here's that nut that's tied into the stem and the lower triple clamp here. So basically, make sure the right side is up. See, fortunately for us, we put a decal on it just because vanity's sakes. So basically, you just throw it on like that, and it sits. We will tighten it up here. I believe that's 6 mil. So we'll just give it a bit of a snug right now, just to tighten it on a little bit. Obviously, it is going to pivot back and forth with the lower triple clamp once it's sorted, and of course we will torque that and make sure it's all good to go once we're set. Everything will be torqued. Okay, so here we have our Marzocchi forks. What we're going to do now is we're going to slide the fork. Watch your brake lines, and you have to remember when the stuff came apart, which side the brake line was on, some of your control switches, all that kind of stuff. Make sure you remember which side it was on. Another important aspect is once you get this in, is do not forget to put your clip-on, your clip-ons on. Some models have ones that will open up all the way, some you have to slide on and off. With this bike, it doesn't really matter if you put them on before or after, because they open up like this, but a lot of them don't. They just slide on and then you have to clamp them down. So just as a as a rule of thumb, just make sure you remember to slide them on before it goes through the top triple clamp, because if not, then you have to drop the fork again, slide it on, and then try and slip it up through the top triple clamp again. So again, just slide this on, make sure it's in the right position so that your clip-ons are down, not up like this, and you slide it through. So get a little stiff, get up to the top triple clamp, and slide it through. Another aspect of when we took it apart, there's also an amount of how much the fork sticks up through the top triple clamp. We measured this motorcycle, and we had 5 millimeters of stick up through the triple clamp. So we have our veneer caliper. It's kind of locked in at 5 mil, and I will measure this now and show you. Okay, so as you can see, we have the fork coming up through the top triple clamp here. We have a veneer set at 5 mil, and then so you can tell we just have to kind of finesse it up and down. And I went from the top of the cap to the top triple clamp there. So got a little higher, a little lower. This is kind of painstakingly, but verify 5 mil, we'll torque it down. Okay, so now we're going to do the other side and get the forks totally set up. So once you have the forks set up and you have it on top where you have your 5 mil setup, make sure that these are torqued up nice and tight, and go start at the bottom, middle, top, and then go through them 2 or 3 times each, just as they're gonna, once it gets tight, the other one's gonna become loose. So just keep going 3 or 4 times. Do not super over torque them, because you don't want to strip them out or destroy anything or mar the forks themselves. So just go 2 or 3 times. I believe the torque spec is 22 Newton meters. I'll double check that, and obviously I will torque up the bottom end on both sides here, and then torque up the top again. Make sure to torque the top triple clamp where your forks slide into the triple clamp, as well as where the triple clamp meets up with the center yoke. So anyways, that's getting the forks on. Then we'll now move on to getting some other stuff sorted. Okay, so that's the installation of the forks on the 899. I want to thank you all for subscribing, watching, sharing, liking the videos. I really do appreciate it, and we will see you here all next week. Thanks everyone. Cheers.